Guess what? If you're someone that's easily distracted, you may be avoiding a lot of work that needs to be done in your life. You lack ability to focus, to lock in, to be disciplined. And the reason why you're distracted is because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to discipline yourself to truly focus on, for an extended period of time, the things that need to be focused on. So it's easy to find the distractions, because guess what? Distractions, they don't take any effort. It's mindless activities. That's why so many of us get so stuck and caught up in the social media, TV, sports, entertainment. And so we find ourselves welcoming distractions, and it becomes habitual. I would say there's people that are addicted to being distracted. Because if you were to actually stop with the distractions, guess what you would need to do? You would need to have mental clarity. You would have to be able to focus. And a lot of us, we can't even sit still with ourselves for 1 minute. When was the last time that you actually were able to sit there, take some deep breaths, try and still your thinking mind, give that thinking mind a rest, and just feel what you're feeling? Is it uncomfortable? Is it painful? What are you feeling right now that you think that you have to continuously be distracted by everything else that's going on around you? You think that you need to share and externalize your opinion and your beliefs and all these things to everything that's going on around you, when the whole entire purpose of this life is to master what's going on inside of you. And if you're someone that's squeaking by through life by constantly being distracted, by constantly needing one thing after another to get your mind off of the things that truly matter, that truly do need your attention. They need your clarity of mind. They need your focus. They need your intelligence. There's things in your life that truly need you to show up 100 without distraction. Are you able to do that? What would it take? What do you need to do to truly focus on the things that are crying out for your help, are crying out for your attention? Like the real things, the things in your life. Because if all you are is going through life distracted, or looking for distractions, or looking for ways to self-medicate, to buzz out, and somehow one day to another, which is just burning the candle on both ends, that's a tough place to be. I used to be there. I know what it is to feel those undercurrents of pain and suffering and discomfort, emotionally speaking, that it was almost impossible for me to stay focused. I couldn't tolerate looking at the circumstances of my life. It was too painful. It was too painful to look at myself in the mirror. It's too painful to look at the number on the scale. It was too painful to look in the bank account. It was too painful to just take an inventory of my environment and see the mess and the chaos. It was too painful to try and humble myself, check my ego, and try and reconcile and restore the relationships that I had created so much uncertainty in. And the biggest relationship that needed my attention was the one that I had with myself. That's this whole journey, is your relationship with yourself. You're so externalized. You think helping others is helping yourself, and it's not. You think that addressing and calling out other people's flaws somehow gets the attention off of yourself. And it's just like people that are winning at life, people that are putting in effort, they don't got time to criticize. That's been my experience. If you're actually like showing up and doing your best, you don't really have a lot of time to criticize and worry about what other people are doing. But if you got time to sit there and criticize and judge and point the finger and, just silly comments and silly interactions, whether it's on social media or driving around or going to the store, I've said it before. If you're constantly just joking about everything, then your life's probably a joke, right? If you can't take anything serious as an adult, that means you're lacking maturity. You're lacking the maturation process of allowing the roots of who you are to really sink in. You're still an adolescent, mentally and emotionally speaking. And that's indicative of what? A lot of trauma, a lot of unhealed emotional wounds. And again, there's an avoidant pattern there. There's an anxious pattern there. You're avoiding doing the work necessary. And I'm here to tell you, if you're hearing this message, your time is now. Now is the time to start doing the work. But here's the thing. We are our habits. And if your habits are constantly joking around, constantly screwing around, constantly wasting your time, watching other people, yelling at the TV, yelling at the this, yelling at the that, getting all worked up about what other people are doing or not doing to your expectation, but you're not willing to actually hold yourself to the fire. Because again, I'm telling you, the measure of success is so simple. If you are being successful is just showing up for yourself each and every day. And when you do that, you don't got time for all this other criticism and judgment and finger pointing. You ain't got time for it. I can just guarantee you that alone, giving that up would truly help to start allowing you to get some traction in your life, to start focusing on yourself. But you've created a pattern, which is your habits, and your habits is that this is what sort of triggers you. And I see it. I hear you and I see you. And what I truly believe in my heart of hearts is that it's your way of getting attention. It's the kid, and I relate with this because this is who I used to be, is I felt like I was a burden as a little kid. And it's sort of like that problem child, right? Getting in trouble as a means of getting attention. They realize that the only way you're going to get attention, especially if you feel like you're a burden, right, is by doing something bad. Then everybody has to stop and go and look, oh shit, what did you get into now? But it's like you still get people's attention, and that's a habit and that's a pattern. And that's something that was developed in your adolescence, and it's something you're still acting out today as an adult because you haven't figured it out any other way. And you may feel like you want to deny it. You may want to deny what I'm saying, but I know I'm right. I know that what I am speaking over you is truth. This is truth. This is how it works. We literally, at some point in our life, based on all the trauma, based on all the emotional wounds that we experienced, we don't continue to evolve and develop emotionally. I literally feel like it's been in the last 5 years that I've finally started to mature at the depths of who I am, to allow for those roots of maturation, masculinity to start really sinking in, to be grounded and centered and less immature. And that's hard to hear because, you think you're a grown-ass adult, and yet, if we were to have a hidden camera watching you all the time, I bet you a lot of your behaviors and patterns are very childish. Not childlike, not playful, not fun, childish, tantrums. not being able to emotional regulate, not being able to stay focused. You're very distracted. And there's all kinds of shit out there, ADHD and all this stuff. And I think a lot of those things are legit. But I also think that if someone really wants to get at the root of all these problems, could be addiction issues, could be that, if you've labeled yourself as having an addictive type personality. I used to carry that label right here on my forehead, right? Addictive personality. So once you let go of one thing, you got to pick up another. And it's like, that's not true. It's true if you label yourself with it, though. Right? Your life will give you feedback based on the labels that you put on yourself. And so it's really, really, really something that you should be conscientious about, is what labels you give to yourself, what you're posting on social media. I grieve all the time when I see people posting about things that are lack mindset, that it's like, you think it's in humor, but honestly, it comes from within. And I really wish people would really awaken to that fact, that the more that you kind of do this self-deprecating humor, it's really indicative of your internal state of being. And if we're going to start growing and healing, it's time that we stop with that. Start to raise our standards, start to increase our self-worth, our self-belief, our self-confidence, our self-esteem. Like so many people, how do you have self-esteem? Do you have self-worth? Do you feel valuable, or do you feel like you're a burden on this planet? Do you feel like you can't even figure out which way's up because you're so overwhelmed and stressed and feeling unloved, unappreciated? It's a tough place to be. There's a lot of people out there that are lonely right now. And the cool thing about this message is I'm here to speak some life into you and to encourage you that if you're willing to start improving the relationship with yourself, which really is you have to take an inventory. You have to start taking an inventory of your thoughts, your habits, your patterns, and realizing that, you need to have a little compassion over yourself. You got to get completely honest with yourself. And you even probably need some professional help, right? Professional help, medical professional help. Get a therapist, get a coach, and start doing life on life's terms. Clear your mind. Stop with all the distractions. Start practicing some spiritual practice like meditation and prayer, mindfulness, listening, even if it's just a guided meditation. Start to do some breath work and breathing and really grounding yourself, centering yourself. If you're someone that just can't stop the thinking mind, you're the person that continuously wakes up in the middle of the night and you can't turn off the thoughts, right? You have to know that you can turn it around. But this is not an easy process, and clearly it would be so much easier for you to just continue, suffering in silence. But then you're really not silent. You are crying out for help, but you just don't know how to get help. You don't know how to hit that reset button. You don't know how to actually switch up. And I'm here to show you the way. I'm here to guide you, because I was literally lost in all of that. And I've come a long, long way. But for me, it took hitting rock bottom. Are you going to have to hit a rock bottom where you either have one of two choices? You either give up, tap out, delete yourself, or you stay stuck, or you actually say, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and I'm going to ask for some help. It's the most courageous thing you could do. Asking for help. Admitting that, you know what? I can do better. I can be better. that all these things that I'm feeling and experiencing, it's not my true self. I'm worthy to feel good. I'm worthy to have good things happen to me. But guess what? I need to start treating myself better, treating myself with respect. I need to stop with all the self-deprecating humor and all the criticism and all the judgment and all the limiting beliefs. I need to start to reprogram myself. And it starts by establishing new habits. Morning routines, healthy routines, fitness routines, nutrition routines, mindfulness routines, and then even giving back, serving others. Instead of sitting there and just shit-talking others, why don't you become somebody that's in service to other people, especially people that are less fortunate, people that are hurting. Right now is a great time of the year to go serve. Serve at a homeless shelter, a soup kitchen, a battered woman's shelter. There's so many opportunities for you to give back. And that really does start to shift your mindset. It starts to shift your perspective. I know when I was really down and out, rock bottom moment, I started to go volunteer at a homeless shelter. And it was a once a month thing. And I just remember kind of that quiet voice in my mind when the volunteers, there would be maybe about 15 to 20 of us, and there'd be about 15 to 20 people lined up, homeless people. And I'd get that quiet voice in my mind that would tell me, hey, don't take it for granted what you have. Because like that, I could flip-flop these lines. And it's true. It literally happens all the time. I'm someone that's done disaster response. And so I've seen people's lives truly upheaved. Total destruction, total devastation, losing everything. And it can happen in an instant. And yet, if you're someone that's struggling to find things to be grateful for, right? That's a good place to start, is what would it take for you to start finding gratitude even in the simple things? Having hot water, fresh water, a warm bed, a roof over your head, food in your fridge, food in your pantry. Taking the little things and having gratitude for them. Stop taking things for granted. Right? These first world problems, it's so crazy. It's crazy. First world problems. They're the most silliest shit ever. And I think we need to start really awakening to that fact, that we take so much for granted. I mean, there are countless people starving right now on this planet, and here we are complaining, worrying about the bullshit. Because what? We want to be distracted. You're addicted to distraction, right? Is that what's going on? What would it take for you to be more focused? To be more action-oriented towards working on yourself, investing in yourself, and that's the greatest investment. Are you willing to take on that challenge? If you are, type in Results Kill Excuses into your app store and download the app. There's 25 free lessons right now available for you to start doing some self-discovery work. If you're someone that needs one-on-one coaching, reach out to me, resultskillexcuses@gmail.com. And I'd love to connect with you for a 90-minute free strategy session. But you got to be ready to start making some impact in your life, to start moving some of the problems out of your way, some of the distractions, to lock in and get focused, to start taking life a lot more serious. And it's not about what you're doing, it's about what you need to stop doing. There's plenty of things that you can release right now and abstain from doing those things that would improve your life. And once you do that, yes, you should start adding healthier habits, because those habits should ultimately lead you to a goal. Do you have a goal? Do you have any vision, anything that you would really like to accomplish before the year's up? Short-term goal, 2 months or less? Long-term goal by this time next year? What is your goal? If you have no goal, that means you have no clarity. That means you are like the wind. That means anything that's shiny will distract you. Anything. And I'm telling you, I think that it's really important that you learn how to lock in. To ask yourself, what is it that you're missing? What is it that you're truly wanting to accomplish this year? Because if you can just at least get to that, to have a goal, to have a dream, to have a vision, then you will actually give yourself something to focus on so you don't get so distracted. And then you have to start to create the habits that will lead you to that goal. And there's so many people out there that lack goals because you've eviscerated your self-confidence. How do you eviscerate your self-confidence? By not keeping your word to yourself. How many years have gone by that you said, this is going to be my year. This is the year I do this and do that. And then, woof, there goes the year. And where are you? You're not even still doing nothing. I talked about it yesterday that you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And that triggers people because if you're coasting, you're going down. That's worse. If you did nothing towards your dreams and your goals this year because of X, because of Y, because of Z, it's all bullshit. Those are all lies you're telling yourself because you lack focus, accountability, and confidence to yourself. Forget everyone else. This is about you versus you, me versus me. We ain't competing. Because here's the thing. I don't want what you got, and you can't have what's mine. And it's an infinite, abundant universe. There's no lack. The lack is what you create in your mind. The scarcity is something you create within your mind. And it's unfortunate that it usually happens through the childhood programming. Someone else was scarce, someone else was insecure, and they spoke that over you, and you took it as that's who you are. And it's a lie. And if you need help navigating through the other side of that, I'm here to help you. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in to the message, that takes the time to comment and connect. I think it's really, really, really important. And I know the message is reaching people. And it's going to continue to reach people. And I know that this message is not the most popular message on the planet right now because it's a message that challenges you. It challenges you because it challenges me. Because there's two ways. I mean, you could either take the easy street, which is coasting and getting worse and playing a victim, or you can start to empower yourself, take personal accountability and extreme ownership over your life and say, I'm going to change. I am going to put in the work. I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm tired of being distracted. I'm tired of being judgmental and critical and sad and lonely and angry and confrontational. I'm ready to start to shift all that, to get mature, to really become more spiritually centered on myself. Right now's the time. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Please share the message, like the message, and I'll see you on the next one because you know the drill. Results kill excuses because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.